Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Dear Dana on a Saturday night. Yes, I finally came back. Don't know if you're happy or not. Hope you're happy. Hello out there in the bushes. Hello, professional paranormal research testing. Hi, Shelly Marie. Inhale deeply to the count of four.
You don't understand the pain
Hold
it
it.
brings. You don't
Let it
ever
all
wanna
out through
give
your
me
mouth.
wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know
Inhale
I'm
again.
addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more,
Exhale to the
even
count
when
of
I've
four.
been screwed. Jaws full of pins, pierce my heart straight through.
One more time.
I got
Inhale to the
issues in
count
my
of four.
head. I like you in my bed, but you keep
Hold
me
it.
on red. Oh,
And exhale it all out.
everything is like a test. I better not text
Good
or I'll
job.
come off desperate.
Shake it all off. Tonight, we're talking about what is your spiritual journey? You know what it is. What are your gifts? Hey, Marie Crow. Do you truly see, hear, feel?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything
That
that
has
you did?
many meanings. We're going to go ahead and turn that down. Do you truly see, hear, and feel? Not just with your eyes, spiritually. Do you truly see, hear, and feel? In a spiritual way, and when you're with people, you see them and hear them and feel them and things around you automatically. But then you have to really hear, see, and feel, right? You have to tune in when you're with people, be really present. And then the spiritual stuff kicks in. Sorry, I have a mint in my mouth, I have such dry mouth. The spiritual things kick in, and you go from the human part, which is first and foremost present, and then you find out what the gifts are. And we'll talk about that in a little bit as more people come in. But I'm so happy to see everybody. Hey, Shelly, Marie Crum, and Dustin. Everybody, please check out PPRCM73, Professional Paranormal Research Channel. They talk about a lot of cool stuff. But you guys wanted to talk about spiritual stuff and psychological stuff and human stuff, and it all combines. The science stuff. Yeah, you. And they're finding more and more and more. It's all combined. And how could it not be? How could it not be? And the more I'm in my residency and we dig deeper and deeper and deeper in human behavior, etc., and I'll show you all a little map a little later that will give you a whoa, aha moment that you won't believe. The more amazed I am. Thank you, Stephen Cumby, for that super sticker. I sure do appreciate it. I sure do appreciate it. So I've put some stuff together that will make you understand more, not just about yourself, but about how some of these things are working. I am working my butt off. I feel like I'm in graduate school, but I'm amazed at the same time at the additional things that I am learning. Oh, I gotta leave so PW can come on get me. Oh, Paranormal Witch says, I'm here. The witch has arrived at Dana's castle. So glad you're here. And I was thinking about you today too, Virginia Wolf. I'm so glad that you are here watching while I ride spin bike. We'll be listening. Hey everyone, glad you're here. Virginia, you need to write me and get together with me on a time and day that you want your hypnosis session. We need to lock up and get together on a time and day that you want your session, by the way. Now, I saw Marie Crum in here. Hey, Marie Crum. I did a session with her. I think it was pretty successful. I hope it's still successful because you can use it for all kinds of things. I've been doing self hypnosis with myself and even with my vision. And I'll do the suggestion I can see to help clear up my vision on some days. And it's been helping me. By the way, what you guys don't know is last Sunday on Mother's Day, I took my mom out to the movie and got into a small wreck. Somebody already hit our car, and my husband was in a wreck, and that's $7,000 worth of damage. But there was a Jeep in front of us, and we were coming off a road, turning onto a main highway, and I looked, and there was no traffic. So I was turning, you can turn in where the road bleeds into the traffic, and there was no traffic, so I went to bleed into it, and there was a Jeep in front of me with a big fat tire, and he had stopped, and I bumped into his big tire. There was no damage to my car, but he's saying his tire rack is bent. There's pictures, and so anyway, it upset me desperately. I hated that, but nobody was hurt. Marie Crum says, yes, I am here, and yes, it was very successful. I'm glad it's still successful. Thank you, God. I plan to do another session with her. She's going to have surgery before she has surgery to talk to her body. So it will be healing as the surgery progresses. Even before the surgery is complete, her body will be in healing mode. Hello, Kathleen. Thank you for being here. Thank you. But yes, Virginia Woolf, write me because look, everything I do, even though you're getting the free session, the pro bono session, your energy, it is per your energy that you have to write me and request everything. This is how that works. I'm not going to chase people down because it's your energy to accept requests. It's an energy thing. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Stock Explorer. So happy you're here, everybody. Please check out her channel. She is a precious human being. I adore her. She is a good human. She supports other creators as well and gives wonderful information to people. So, I won't let it expire. I'm just saying, when I give people the offer, I'm not going to chase them down because it's an energetic, spiritual thing that you need to come to me. But yes, please check out her channel. And I'm okay from the wreck. It upset me terribly that it happened. I had no damage on my car, and I hit his big fat Jeep tire. He says his spare tire holder is bent. But I know it's my fault because I was behind him, but it was clear and stuff. I still have questions how I could bend his tire holder when there's no damage on my SUV. You get what I'm saying? I'm so sorry you're in a funk, Nora. Let me raise the roof and send you energy to get you out of that funk. Sister, I'll send you that energy and resonate higher and get you out of that funk. Baby girl. So anyway, we're talking about spiritual journeys. First and foremost, every single person's journey is different. And we know this. It's not something that you can read that's set in a book. It's not. You can't go in a spiritual store and they say XYZ is how you do it, because it's not. Everybody's journey is different. And look, I've had a lifelong journey, but there are ebbs and flows in it because you are in a human body. You can be on a spiritual journey your whole life and hit a wall because a human thing has happened to you and you are in the brunt of it. You get what I'm saying? You were in the brunt of whatever that human experience you were in is happening. And the spiritual part happens when you're trying to pull yourself out of it. But while you're in that human part, you're going to raise hell, get depressed, get low, get bummed, cry, whatever it is you have to do, that's what you're going to do. And you're probably not thinking about your spiritual journey until you're trying to pull yourself back out of it, or unless you're trying to help another person. If you're switching gears and trying to help another person, then you might be back on your path for a bit. But we all ebb and flow. We spend time in our spiritual journey where we feel the universe or something bigger than ourselves. You know, YouTube doesn't like us to say God. Or something bigger than ourselves is trying to guide us. Or looking back, we can see the patterns of what happened and the pieces coming together. Oh, I am so honored, Kathleen. Thank you. Or we can see the pieces coming together after the fact. And we get that funny feeling and the hairs come up on our body. Then we're in the aha moment. Anybody on a spiritual journey or in a spiritual path can tell you it is not easy. If you're trying to stay in a spiritual journey, it is not easy. And if you have gifts, particularly where you're trying to help other people, hello, Chickasaw Carver, and welcome. Everybody, please, I have got to remind myself to go spend more time on your channel. Chickasaw Carver does all kinds of carvings, beautiful ones. Please go check out their channel, please. I support all good creators that are good humans. I don't support evil ones or ones that cause problems. You get my drift. You're more than welcome to put your links in my chat. Or if you're not able to, my mods can do it for you. I don't mind. But back to the spiritual journey. And if you have gifts where you're able to help people, it's especially hard. And if you're in the South, it's way especially hard. Because, you know, me, I studied to be a therapist so I could help people and hide my gifts or help people with the gifts without saying anything. Because some people are okay with it, some people are not okay with it. And I felt uncomfortable. I wasn't okay with it most of my life. I was the biggest one not okay with it. You get what I'm saying? I was the biggest one not okay with it. Welcome, everybody. And you know what? We are all born with gifts. And up until the age 5, we're open with them. We're not afraid. We're little kids. And then by the time you're 5 years old, if your parents aren't nurturing those gifts, most kids lose them or they get tampered down because we're taught the ways of the world. You understand what I'm saying? But most all of us are born with unique and special intuitive gifts. So I'm going to ask you a question. And I have a method to my madness. When you are talking to your friends or whomever, and they're telling you stories about what's going on in their life, and I want you to think about the first thing that comes up. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And they're telling you about something they're going through or what have you, and you're listening. Do you say, I hear what you're saying, I feel what you're saying, I see what you mean? Thank you, Dustin. Don't overthink it. First thing pops in your mind. Your friend or somebody's telling you what's going on, telling you about their problems. Do you say, I hear what you're saying, I feel what you're saying, I see what you mean? First thing that pops in, put it in the chat. Hey, speak with your girl Marcella. Thank you for being here. Again, listen to me now. Your friends or somebody's telling you about their problems. Hey, Terry. Your friend's telling you or somebody's telling you about their problems. What are you most likely to respond with? I see what you mean. I feel what you're saying. Or I hear you. First thing that pops in. I hear what you're saying. I feel what you mean. I see what you're saying. Something to that effect. I feel you. Okay. There's a method for my madness. I hear you. Okay. Anybody else? First thing that pops up. What are you most likely to say? I hear you, probably. Okay. Write them down because you will be happy you did when I tell you why. Thank you, Speak with Girl Marcella. Thank you, Marcella. I appreciate you so much. Okay. The reason I'm telling you this, depending on what you said, gives a good clue into what kind of gift you have. For instance, if you generally put, I hear you, you are most likely a clairaudient, or that's one of your stronger gifts. And it's the ability to receive sounds and messages through hearing. So you might receive messages from your higher self, from the creator, from the universe. You might hear them within you or from angels. that are direct. Okay? You say, oh wow, a lot. Okay. It might come direct. Like, I've gotten messages before driving down the road. I can remember being in college. I went the same way home every day, every day, every day. And one day I got a message that said, take so and so road. And I'm like, what? And I could hear it in my head, not in my voice. And it said, take so and so road today. And it was direct and to the point, no emotions attached to it. And it kind of shook me a little bit. So much so, I took the different road. I listened. And I took that road, and the road I normally took during the time I would be taking it, there was a bad wreck. So I felt like I was getting a message, like an angelic message, not to go my normal way. You get what I'm saying? So that was like a clairaudient message. You get it through hearing. And a lot of you have probably gotten a message like that. You know, we always kind of hear ourselves having discussions in our head. The Stock Explorer said, yes, I listen to that little voice. Sometimes we call it intuition. But if it's that little voice, you know how we'll be talking to ourselves in our head. But if that little voice is direct to the point, no emotion attached, it doesn't sound like us having that conversation in our head. It's direct to the point, clear. We are getting angelic messages or messages from on high. And baby, you need to listen to that. You need to not ignore that message. You need to listen to that message and take the advice. Because we all know how we sound in our heads. Because we have bitten our tongues many times when people have said something and we want to say something back and we don't. And we are saying it in our heads. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Shay B. She says, hi, friend. I'm listening in and out. That's okay. Stock Explorer said, it's more than a thought that pops into my head. More than an actual thought. Chickdaw says, me too. Shay B says, hello, chat. And it's quiet. And it can be quiet. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. And we're getting that information on high. And it's not us. It is not us. It is divine guidance. And we need to listen. We need to listen. It's important. It's a gift. Some of us get it a little bit to save our booties. Some of us get it often, and it's a clear and concise connection. Clear and concise connection. Now, those that say, I feel you, may have more of clairsentience, where you feel or sense things. It's clear feeling. It's a nagging feeling. And sometimes it's a feeling of you know that you know that you know, and you don't know how you know. It's a signal from Creator or the universe. Or you could even be experiencing somebody else's pain or feelings in their body, or just a feeling about something that's going to occur. Okay? Unfortunately or fortunately, I also deal with that. And that was something that opened up when Noah came along. Because for the first 2 years of my son's life, he could not feel pain. He could not feel pain. So I would get random pains in my body, and they didn't make sense. I hadn't hurt myself. I didn't have physical ills at that time. And I'd get them, right? And then something would be awry with him. And eventually I figured out he would have things, he would throw up or something, and my stomach would hurt. There would just be odd things, right? And I would take him to the doctor, and I would say, I think that he has, or I feel that he has this going on. I caught myself saying, I feel that he has this going on. And I would notice that when I would use the word feel instead of think, I feel that he has this going on. And they would check him out, and they would trust me or just take it as I'm the mom instinct, right? I feel he has this going on, and it would be that going on or something close to it, right? So I started to be able to sense different organs and things in his body, and that became stronger and stronger over time. And then I was able to slowly be able to do it with other people. Stronger with some people than others. And they call that a medical medium. Things would open up with me depending on circumstances, and it had a lot to do with my son. A lot. And part of it had a lot to do with the near death experience I had when I was 12 that opened things up. So that's what I'm saying is everybody's journey is different depending on your life experience and things that have happened in your life. Here, let me give you for instance. When you meet people and you sit down with people and you see them and feel them, of course, you're going to see them with your eyes and feel them with your presence, okay? But how you engage with them, how you actually see them and experience them is filtered by your own life experiences, whether you want it to be or not. Okay? And your spiritual journey is also affected by your life experiences. If you have had some traumatic experiences in your life, or some heavy duty spiritual ones, boom, it may open up some kind of spiritual gift. Or, boom, it may heavily affect how you interact or engage or trust other people. So it filters how you see them, right? And it filters your communication with them too. Because if your life experiences have been negative, it's going to filter how you see and engage with other people. If you have not had some positive experiences to help heal some of the negative experiences, or if you haven't had therapy, or if you haven't had a lot of positive feedback from other people. Get me? Or if your spiritual journey hasn't gone far enough. Here's a real kicker that I have learned over time, which I didn't know. You never see in a mirror or in your lifetime how you really ever look. I never realized that. You never fully 100% see how you really ever look, even in a photo. Because you can't get the whole picture, number one. And because we look different in every light. And we can't get the whole essence of ourselves. But other people can. We can't. We can get the whole essence of ourselves from the inside because we can relate with our spirit and our thoughts. But we will never get the whole essence of ourselves looking at the human, our face, everything on the outside. People do. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder out there. And we are immensely hard on ourselves. Yeah, the Chickatah carver is correct, and the image is reversed. So people out there may think you're a million times better looking than you ever will. Mind blowing, huh? Mind blowing. You will never ever really know what you look like. You can get a sense of it, but you will never ever know what you really look like. Only people around you. Thank you, Shelly Marie, for that super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. Now, as I'm saying that to you, what are you thinking? It blew my mind. I had never, ever considered that. And I let it settle in, and I was like, whoa, that kind of makes sense. Oh. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Anybody? Yeah, yeah. Oh, people writing the notes to each other, and I'm trying to figure out what I can pop up. Speak with your girl, Miss Sally. She said, this might sound strange, but sometimes I can see things before it happened. No face, but hear a conversation that I have the answer for when it occurs. That's not strange. That is not strange at all. That is like a precognition, Marcella. A knowingness. It's like I was talking about. It's that feeling of, it's clear sentience. A knowing that a know that you know that you know. You have clear sentience. Now, some have the psychic ability of taste. They can taste different substances without the presence of anything in their mouths. They're able to receive psychic messages through specific and familiar flavors. That's an unusual one. Clairvoyance translates to clear seeing and can see visions with their third eye. Sometimes I get visions. Mine kind of skip around. Sometimes I will see things ahead of time, but it's mainly not so much through dreams sometimes when I meditate or close my eyes, I will get a vision of things and hear things and feel things, but mine kind of hop around. I don't get the smelling, except if I feel like a spirit's been around and I might smell a familiar smell, like I've smelled my dad's cigars before. I don't know if you all have ever had a smell in your house that has smelled like somebody's been around. Like someone's been around before. Shelly says she smells things. Shelly says she smells things sometimes. In case anybody wants to come around, I will drop the link. In case anybody wants to come up. So hoping Yellow Shirt Dad would come on tonight. He might not be comfortable talking about this. I don't know. But sometimes you might smell familiar smells if loved ones come around to, like, let you know they're watching after you. Do you know anybody that the roses were connected to, Miss Shelley? And our brain is a clever, clever thing. There's so much we don't know about our brain. And if you're on this journey, it opens up so many things. Because we are so much water, we are so much electricity, and it opens up a connection, it opens up gifts that we were already born with, like healing modalities. We are all capable of learning healing. We are all capable of it. It takes practice. And the more you love someone, a plant, an animal, a dog, a human, the stronger your healing abilities grow. About a year ago, I smelled in my bedroom like there's a dead animal. Ooh, that's not a good smell, Shelley. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. She said she's been told she can't go to church tomorrow. And she's so mad. She's been screaming into her pillow, spitting and looking for things to throw. Sarah, let me ask you, does the spitting and looking for things to throw solve the problem of not going to church? Hello, April Showers. How are you? I want to show you all something interesting. As far as, there's a lot of people afraid of hypnosis because they think it controls your brain. Let me show you a little something. Let's pretend this is your brain. We know it's not shaped like your brain. The front part of your brain, 12% is your conscious brain, okay? Controls logic, reasoning, willpower, decision maker, and analyzes, right? 12% of your brain does that. And then you have your conscious mind that handles the unknowns in your life. About age 8, kids start figuring out rational things, right? They start figuring out that maybe Santa Claus isn't real, etc., etc. Oh my gosh, no way! Virginia Woolf?
Is it gonna feed back?
No, you're actually here. I'm so honored. Yay!
See if I can turn this off.
Welcome. And I'll finish this real quick. So you've got 12% of your brain that actually helps make decisions. Okay, turn the YouTube part down.
I did. Is it still echoing?
Hello? A little bit.
All right, I'll put the earphones back on then.
Okay. So then you have the negatives and positives in the unconscious brain. The negatives are everything you don't like, and the positives are the things you do like. But let's say when you were a kid, you got bit by a dog. So that was a negative experience, and you might put it over here. But let's say you like cats and you like donuts and all that stuff, and you put it over here. So it's subconscious, knowns, hard drive, pleasure or pain, life script, old movies, right? And down here is a primitive mind where you have fight or flight. So the subconscious mind makes up 88% of our brain. So that's where experiences go, and everything we can't control goes in the subconscious mind. So when you want to change things in your life, you make the decisions in your 12% of your brain. So you have 88% of your brain fighting against you when you want to make the decisions. Does that make sense? So that's where hypnosis comes in, or clinical hypnosis. You make a decision in your 12%, and we help by going into the 88% and helping you change things up. Let's say you had a bad experience and it's affecting your whole life. We help go in there and switch it up to help put the good suggestion in there, and then the bad experience will vent its way out. Am I confusing anyone? Did that make sense, Virginia?
Yep.
Okay. That's why people have so much trouble quitting smoking, losing weight, etc., because they have that 88% working against them. Anyway, that's my little speech. But in our 88%, we have our gifts and stuff too. You know, all the gifts of the spiritual gifts we can utilize that people have stuffed away, that they were born with. So when they go on their spiritual journeys, they're able to tap back into that because they're in that big ball of the subconscious as well. Does that make sense? But people don't know how to quiet their minds because they are so distracted with social media and Scandal and all the other things.
Yeah, I notice whenever I'm being creative, right?
Mhm.
Like, let's say I want to start painting or whatever. Like, once I start, I'm fine because it's like I'm in that zone. I'm like, wow, this is so, like, I can't believe I don't do this more. But it's like switching off that non-artistic stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and all that stuff. But it's like once you start it, it's like you're in the water already. You're like, the water's fine, you know. But it's like that. There's some kind of gap between the two, you know.
Have you noticed that when you're in that zone, that sometimes that you're in like that free area where it's almost painting itself?
Yeah, like I'll go up and start recording some music, right?
Right.
And then my wife all of a sudden she'll be like, it's getting late, and I just can't believe that it's already like 10 p.m. or whatever. Like, it just seems like it was like an hour and a half, but really it's been like 4 hours, you know, because you just, keep the clocks out of the painting studio or whatever, because it's like you just lose track of time totally. Even if the clock's there, it's like it's not real time. It's not normal time frame.
Right. I mean, it's almost, how do I explain it? It's, d- I don't want to say divinely guided, but it's like a stream of conscience
Hmm.
is the way to put it. Because you get in that groove and that niche, and some philosophers and some great spiritual people will say that some greats on the other side, right? Some from hundreds and hundreds of years ago will utilize um, musicians, etc., on this side to infuse them, right, with more music, more
I believe
inspiration,
that.
more notes, and put them in that zone to keep playing, to keep being inspired.
Yeah, like I went to art school, and I was young, and usually I would think of art as like you have an idea and then you execute it, But
Yeah,
but then I realized if you go without a plan, if you just start, either with art or music, like if you just don't have a plan but you just do it, right?
yeah,
Or if you do multiple ideas, so let's say you want to draw a tiger, instead of just having one thing to work on, put five out, So maybe when you stop on the tiger for a second, you do another idea on another one. So you like open the lines up, and then with the music, if I just say start with a beat or like a sound, sometimes I feel like I'm channeling something like you said, where it's like I don't know how it's happening, but I'm getting like this ability to make sounds or words or ideas or images and stuff. And then I have like a few pictures of different things on my walls, and it's almost like it's alive and it knows that I'm like doing art or music, and
hmm
it's like there's an interaction between everything and the experience. It's almost like it. And I when I went to art school, I saw music, live music, and it was like unlike music that I realized even existed, because it was, I mean, I was listening to cassettes. I wasn't going to like a lot of live shows. I did go to concerts and stuff, but to see local acts that were just doing free form music and stuff, it was like I wanted to do music as soon as I experienced that. It's like music and living in the moment and free form art and stuff. Uh, a lot of people say like, "Oh, I could never do this or I could never do that," and like I'm here to tell you, just start doing it. Just see, try it, because I really believe anybody can do anything if they just try.
yeah.
Within
I,
reason. I mean,
I would almost love to hypnotize you to do something with your art or music in a certain mindset
mhm.
to see what happens.
So you hypnotize me while I'm holding the mic and the guitar or something, and see what I do.
Or the paintbrush
Uh huh.
with a certain
Right.
mindset to see if it changes up your music.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work, because I'd have to be able to, I guess, produce sound, and think like while I'm doing it or not. Like maybe it wouldn't. I wouldn't be
It
able to
doesn't
do it. I
change
don't
your
know.
brain, it makes you more focused.
Uh huh.
It makes
All
you
right. So
more
what we do a
inspired and
Zoom, and
more
then I
focused.
I set the camera up so we can record it while I
Yeah,
do it and see what it
yeah.
does. If it's
I'll,
not
I'll,
good,
I'll make you think you're
no. I don't.
I'll make you think you're a certain a star that's no longer here, guitarist,
I don't think it would work. But
Jimi Hendrix.
nah, I don't want to be anybody else.
No,
I
I'm
strive to,
joking.
yeah. Like even when I took lessons, I barely looked, because I don't want to. I almost like just don't want to. I want to understand how to do things, but I don't want to be like. I don't want to do it like other people do it.
No,
I don't want to
no.
be
But
like
what
learn
I'm
Eric
saying
Clapton
is,
riffs or anything like that.
inspire you to be in such a mindset that it's free form and whatever you choose.
Right. I think I already do that. I think I need hypnotized to do it. In other words, um, instead of going, maybe I'll record a little bit later in the day or something. Like I need to turn that off and start. I need a routine more to get more routine and commit to it better because I get distracted, like you said. I let other things get in the way, and I need to, you know,
So then
just
you need to choose a goal
I need
of,
a schedule for it. Like, in other words, I go to work every day from 9 to 5. Why can't I do music from 3 to 7 every single weekend day or whatever, like that.
so you need to choose a goal, a certain goal, an end goal that you want for your music.
It's
What
not
would,
an end goal. I just need to be break out of not doing it, if that makes sense. Like I need the schedule. I need like in other words like it's like as soon as the clock hits 3 o'clock, it's like I'm just going. I'm going to do music. It's
so let
like
me
I'm a
ask you this.
robot.
Are
Because
you
once I do it,
passionate?
I am.
Are you passionate about it?
Yeah.
How
But
does it make
to
you feel?
it makes me feel like I have no age. It's like I'm just like in this like experience. Like I don't have any pain. Like it's like I just disappear into it like that.
Are you spiritually connected to it?
Yeah, definitely. It's
Does
like
it
I can experience my oldest memory or like something that doesn't exist. Like I can experience like you know interesting uh, thoughts and vibes and things. It's just like not every time. Sometimes there'll be a glitch in a wire or something, but once it's all going, like I just sort of disappear, and it's like I don't worry about anything.
so it sort of takes you out of your body?
Hmm. Definitely. And what's also happens is once like imagine you make a shape, right?
Mm.
And there's sort of a logical shape that comes after that shape, right? So in a sense, it's like for whatever like once I break through to where like I just go for it. So I create a shape. Let's just say with my voice or something. If I become not self conscious of it, like I'm not thinking like, well, what will anyone think of it? Like as long as I'm just free flow. What happens is when you make that shape, then there's sort of a logical shape coming next, and you can either discard it or go with it. But what's happening is you're experiencing something that's never been experienced before because you started with a shape that didn't exist ever. Because it's like 2023, it's your voice, it's you, and no one else is you. So that's why I really appreciate hearing the original artists, not like cover bands and stuff, because
Yeah.
it's like even if someone isn't maybe Jimi Hendrix or whatever, everybody who does something they do it their own way. So it's like it's cool to just express and be yourself and just let go of everything like that.
Check it
Yeah,
out.
440. I
Okay.
tried the other one, but then I didn't. I tried the 330 or whatever that was, but I never committed to it. There's a tone that you can tune to that's like considered like a spiral or something. It's like more of a natural sound wave. But I most pianos and stuff are tuned to 440 like digital keyboards, and so I messed around with it, but I never committed to it.
And 440 is like a spiritual sound as well, and it
Well,
affects your body.
I think 440 is the one that Western music we all use that like all the tuners and stuff is tuned to this 440, but there's another tuning. It's just a little bit different, and it has a different vibe to it. It's like softer or something, but I could be wrong. My friend was talking about it, and there's videos about it. So
Let me see what that frequency says.
I think it's 333 or it's something like that. 332 maybe.
See for the spiritual sound, but it has a spiritual effect too.
Yeah, there's some kind of it goes along with these spirals, it's a natural rhythm or wave or something.
It's cerebral music. It helps with the listener's cognitive development and is associated with the activation of the third eye chakra.
What's the numbers for it?
440 hertz.
Oh, I thought it was three. I thought it was a different one.
Listening to this higher frequency is extremely potent and an effortless way to experience a deeper dive within our consciousness.
That's what I tuned to.
And I
For
knew that
A
it was,
equals 440. Sorry.
I knew it was a spiritual sound. So in that state, you are also opening up your third eye. And that's why it's affecting you that way. Chickasaw Carver says Fibonacci.
Yeah,
All,
that's it. Fibonacci. But I don't think it's 440. I could be wrong, though.
so that's why it's also affecting you that way. So it's almost like you need that to help calm you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcella is good about kind words. She's always been so good to me.
432. Yeah, it's 432, not 440.
432 for what?
The tuning that goes with that Fibonacci sequence.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, my keyboard is 440. Like everything, I don't, high end keyboards are like thousands of dollars. You can tune them, you can change the whole pitch of it all. But my stuff's like kind of, I guess, cheap. So if I tuned, say, my guitar to 432, then I'd have to, I think I'd have to change all my other stuff. So I don't have it.
I mean, there's so many things that we do with unawareness sometimes that we're drawn to that is speaking to our spiritual self. That we're like, wow, I didn't know that, but I needed it, you know? And you saying that you need to get back to your music, you need to make a point of it, and it's like you're fighting to get there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason.
It's not the end product for me either. Like, it's the experience. It's like if I play for 4 hours and let's just say I don't want to put anything out there. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's just like the experience, and then occasionally I'll like, wow, this I come up with something and I like it, and I'll share it or whatever. But it's the experience for me. Like those cave people that were drawn in the walls.
Yeah.
Probably they knew no one was hardly ever going to see that, but like they needed to do it. It's like you have this need to make stuff.
But I think they were trying to send out messages too. They didn't have paper, dude.
Yeah, it could have been. They shared it with their people, but I don't know. But the fact that it just seems natural to just want to make like lines, and I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I need to send my husband a message. Let me write this on the wall.
it's so cool.
But yeah,
The spiral is a symbol that I like because, for me, it's like this universal. Like when I was younger, I painted my whole ceiling in my bedroom to be this gigantic spiral. Right. My friend helped me do it. We took a nail in the ceiling and then made circles with a rope. Right.
yeah.
Like perfect circles, and then we made the spiral, and because I wanted to do it. And whenever I did it, I was like, oh no, like I couldn't even stand there without like feeling like I was spinning around in the room. The whole room looked like it was going like this. And but then I was laying in there one night and I was thinking how certain things, it's like they're alive, but they're only alive if you look at it. Otherwise it's just like it doesn't exist. And for me, that's kind of like an analogy for life. It's like everything here is when we look at it, that's what gives it meaning. But if we didn't exist, if we weren't going back and forth with it, it's like it doesn't have that magic. So I just think it's just a neat symbol. It's like this spiral of energy and waves.
Well, it's like if you look at shells and other flowers and you keep looking, the spirals are everywhere. But I bet your mom had a cow.
It's like in your thumbprint. It's like all over the place. All these connections, like I love that kind of stuff, like our eyes, and the sun is a circle, and all these things are like similar shapes, and the shapes in the trees. And
were you stoned?
I don't know. It's so cool. Back then, I probably was. Yeah.
Did your mom have a cow?
Not now. My mom, yeah, she painted over it when I moved out. You can still see it. It was like an off-white spiral.
Yeah.
But when I went to college, the recruiter, I met him in high school, right? Like this was in 12th grade, and I was outside having a cigarette, and this guy, he was from Maryland Institute, he comes out, he's like, hey man, he's like, I liked your sketchbooks, And I was like, thanks. And he's like, you need a ride home? So I was like, sure. So because I was going to hitchhike. So he took me home and I showed him my room in the spiral. He's like, I'm going to sign you up for a scholarship. Like he loved it that I had all this stuff going on at my house. And so that was kind of cool. It was like, I always think of that spiral as being this thing that it's just like magic. I don't know. And apparently it goes back to like lots of cultures in the past that were into spirals too. It's like a sort of a universal thing.
So he
But
signed
I'm going to go. I'm on here too long.
No, you're not. I'm happy that you came. You know how pleased I am that you finally came up?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm usually not on the internet. I'm pretty shy about it, but you always share, so I don't know why
No,
I'm
don't
on
go.
tonight, but
I'm glad to have somebody up here with me.
I'm in my pajamas.
Nobody can tell.
I know. I'm like down here.
Nobody can tell. But I was talking about seeing things. I thought it was fascinating that we don't fully see ourselves ever. Ever. That blew my mind. And I only recently realized it, that we never really see ourselves. Ever. Other
We
people
do.
do.
Well, we kind of do. If we look like I'm looking now myself, right?
No, we look like this, but when we view people, we get the whole essence of them.
Hmm.
We only get pieces and parts of ourselves. And like somebody else said, in reverse, which looks much different.
I have this experience. I'll tell you. That's kind of on this subject, if you want.
Yeah.
When I was visiting my grandmother, I guess was in the hospital. This was like 15 years ago or something. And so a bunch of us family members went down, and my grandfather was in his house, and he's standing there, and I guess everyone left, so it's just me and him. And he's in his 70s, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to him, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, it's just a certain way I looked at him. It was like he would look like he was 25 years old, like in the light, like it would hit him a certain way. And I could see that he was like a young man again. It was so weird. And then I'm looking at him, and then he'd be old again. But it was like I could see all these different ages in the way he looked, just by the experience. And I've never really heard anybody talk about that so much. But did you ever do that? Like you kind of see, like when you look at someone a certain way, you can see multiple like versions or something of them.
Oh,
That makes
I've only
sense?
had that experience in one or two people, ever. Not in many people. Hey, Michelle Cannon Free. Thank you.
I also had this painting teacher in college. He ended up committing suicide that same year. It was like weird, but he was a cool teacher. He's like, I want you to paint yourselves life size every week, like a full life size self portrait every week, and bring it in and show me. And that's your homework, right?
Mm.
So originally people were doing these huge paintings, and then I ended up doing kind of smaller ones. But I remember I looked at it one time and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I look just like my mom, the way like it was just some just shapes. And I told him, I said, I saw my mom like in my painting, and I was showing it to him, and he said, soon, Jeff, he's like, you'll be able to see your whole nationality, like your whole entire history. And it was like he was seeing what I was talking about, I think, with my grandfather. Like you could see like your evolution and stuff, because when you paint, it's like you're picking up shapes. So maybe it's kind of like if you had a brother, you'd see kind of like different versions like that, or.
Well, think about it. Everybody gets so ticky about, well, they don't really look like that because they were in such and such light. But what light are we supposed to be in? Because the world is made out of billions of light.
Hmm.
If you think about it, what light are we supposed to be in? Is there a certain light? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There is no
lighting
right
is
light.
yeah, like a incandescent light. I think that's the one where it's like the little electrical, you know, wire.
Yeah.
It's a totally different vibe than like say a candle or a fluorescent light. Fluorescent light kind of makes everything look muted and kind of not so warm. So lighting is a huge thing. That's why in movies when they capture people looking so awesome, it's
Yeah.
because they're using like $50,000 worth of lights and stuff to make them look so cool.
But I mean, if you think about it, is there a right light? what I mean, the world is made out of a billion different types of light.
Right. I think the answer is it's whatever light we're in right now, right?
Yeah,
That's the right light. Is where we're at right now. That's what. That's it.
yeah, yeah. Because we're human beings and we're always going to be in a varied light. And we're always going to look different in whatever light we're in.
And the moment we're in is the one that's supposed to be. So that's the light that we're supposed to be in.
Yeah. And sometimes
And
we're
like,
going to look young in that light. Sometimes we're going to look older in the light.
mm-hmm.
Baby, you know?
Ah!
Mind blown.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Dana. You're like a top YouTuber. My wife and I watch you. We've been watching you since we found you that time you were talking about, I think, telekinesis or something. And we were like, whoa, you totally blew our mind. And we try to watch you every single time. And thank you so much. I'm going to go.
Thank you, Virginia Wolf.
All right. Take care.
Claim your thing soon.
I will. Oh yeah, thank you. I'll do it. I had a rough month, but I'll do
Yeah.
it. I didn't. I
I
don't
know
not
what the,
appreciate it, and I
oh, you,
don't, and I
I got
didn't
to tell you
forget.
real quick. You know how I told y'all how all these things have been going on at my house wrong? I just told you I ran into that Jeep. Guess what else happened? The water pipe from our house to the road busted.
Uh,
I swear. At least I've got a good disposition.
they have insurance for that, and they came around. They're like, buy insurance for your water pipe, and we're like, forget that. We don't need that, But now you probably wish you did because I think it's like 10 grand or something to fix it.
I
Just
think
dig
it's
the
going
whole
to
road
cost
up.
us three,
That's
but
better
I'm
than
still
10.
sad because you add up everything that's happened to us lately. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a big bill too. Anyway,
Yeah.
cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Sarah, surrounding you with love and light. Just try to calm down. It's gonna get better, honey. I know you're not happy, but it's gonna get better. Spartan Dan says my grandson has autism. Sarah, I know what you mean, hon. Sunlight is heavenly light. LED, not so much. I get you, Chickatah, but LED is great at growing plants inside your house. That's one good thing about LED. I'm a home healthcare worker. If my client is the same way. I think I keep having seizures. I don't have the shaky seizures, but I stop and stare off. You have the absent seizures, Sarah. But if you're able to talk to us, you're probably okay, sweetheart. No, my son Noah had those. So when he was in the stare off place, he couldn't respond. Sorry, Sarah. It's just okay. Hope everybody's okay over here. Not trying to ignore. I'm just not good about two things at once sometimes if I'm not hands on. Hey, Care Bear. How are you doing? Sending so much love. But my point about all of this too is your spiritual journey, like talking to Virginia, it interacts with your everyday life journey. And you can see with him feeling like he has to get back to his guitar, excuse me, and trying to get drawn back into that. That's part of his spiritual journey. Everything's trying to lead him back to it. And when he's playing his guitar, and you see what hertz he's playing it at, the 440 hertz opens your third eye He's in the spiritual zone when he's playing. It's trying to take him back where he resonates higher, where he's in the zone, where he's walking his spiritual journey, even though he's playing music. And music is part of, I'm saying even as though music's not part of the spiritual journey, it is. But he feels like it's, it's his thing, it's his hobby, it's his happiness, it's his passion, it's his escape. But maybe unbeknownst to him, it is his part of his spiritual journey. It was leading him there all along, and he's trying to get his time allotted properly so he can get back there on a more regular basis. Sometimes people aren't consciously aware that they're being led to their spiritual journey. It's not a conscious thing. It may look like their hobby or their, just part of something they love to do, but it's actually part of their journey, unbeknownst. See what I'm saying? It is different for everyone. Sometimes people's journey is volunteering at the pet shelter because they're trying to do something that makes them feel good, because they may love dogs or love cats, and that's giving to the community, gets them out of the house, makes them resonate higher, makes them feel calmer, because that's what dogs do. And to me, like, animals are like another form of earthbound angel, and that's part of their journey, unbeknownst to them. Does everybody get what I'm saying? And it opens up different gifts in different people. It opens up your spiritual gifts. And you may not be aware that it's doing it, but it is. Understand? Sometimes even volunteering at the pet shelter may open up like a medical medium gift, because you're sensing and feeling what is going on with the animals. It's sort of like doing it in a roundabout way. Working or doing other things helps you sense, like, for instance, well, he's already opened up a lot of gifts, but if you're working at or you're volunteering at the hospital or volunteering at an old age home, it may open up more of your empathic ways. Make sense? There is wisdom to our Creator and the universe. When you end up in situations, sometimes you end up in very, very difficult situations, and you may go, why me? Why me? Why am I going through this difficult time? I had a family member, a cousin, that was an she was an ex-addict when she was younger. And she wanted to get clean and sober. She went through a program. She got clean and sober. She went through drug court, came out, stayed clean and sober, went through a drug counseling program, meaning she studied to become a drug counselor. Now she's opened up a house, so when women come out of jail and have gotten clean, they have to get a job and move into a house that she's opened for women. They have to pay a small rental fee, get a job, stay clean, get counseling in this house and other things, and they have to live in this house for so long and work a program. And then once they graduate from this house and they're clean and sober, they typically do well when they leave. This house is just for women. They work a program, they leave, they do well. So everything she went through put her through a spiritual journey. She went through a hell of a time, came from the darkness to the light, and is now helping other women. At the time she was in a rough way, you would have never thought she'd be where she is now. You see what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, everybody give Virginia Woolf a hand for being brave enough to come up on camera with me. I'm so proud of him, and I hope he does it again. Yeah. So proud of him for coming up on here with me. I was shocked, but I am definitely proud. And no, I did not hypnotize him to do that. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. Hey, Shoeless One Steve. He actually came on camera. And we are so happy to see you. Can you believe he came on camera? He came up on camera. Very happy to see you, Steve. You are part of our family. We think about you all the time. You are invited to come up if you would like to. We all are sent trials and tribulations. Yeah, I nearly had a heart attack too. We all are sent very difficult trials and tribulations. And sometimes we are always going, why me? Why my life? And if we make it out alive and still breathing, there are things that we do to keep moving forward. And take one step at a time. Good days and bad days. I still have bad days. Cool Dan, I will check him out. Check him out? What are you talking about, Virginia Woolf? Are you calling me Dan, or is there a Dan in here? Oh, Spartan Dan. I'm always going straight way Spartan Dan. But we have to follow the rhythm. Follow the rhythm of our soul. And when you hear that voice inside, when you feel that tug inside, know that it's for, okay, Virginia, for sure. Know that it's for a reason. And that we have to listen. Even if sometimes we're kicking and screaming not to listen. I have those moments as well. Our human side often fights our spiritual side. Our human side is still here on the earth for school, even as rough as it gets. Trust and believe. I have felt that most recently, yeah. Especially Mother's Day, I get triggered. But I have a daughter that I love, and I have to guide. And my son in heaven. What is your path? What do you feel your personal spiritual path is? We can read the books. And I offer you this information. When you read the spiritual books, find what resonates with you and regurgitate, spit away, throw out what doesn't resonate with you. Because again, your path is your path. It's no one else's. And the hurdles you have to jump aren't going to be like the other people's hurdles. And some people are going to seem like it's so much easier for them. It's going to seem like it's so much easier for them. Like they've got everything and they've got all the money and they haven't had to go through things as hard. It's going to look like that from the outside. But they're going to have different kinds of hurdles. Some we may not see, right? And sometimes you get more difficult hurdles because maybe you're being set up spiritually for a different kind of greatness. I don't know. Or you're supposed to serve in a higher way. There's spiritual service and there's a human life, right? And again, a spiritual journey, a pure spiritual journey, it is a difficult one. It is a difficult one. So, that being said, does anyone have any questions? Again, we all have spiritual gifts. They just pop up at weird times. Sheila, Steve, I'm with you, buddy. I say the same thing. Because over time, you learn to live with it. But the pain is still there. Service helps. I've kept my mind busy every day, and all I can say is serving others helps. That's the only thing that served me, and I'm pushing forward on purpose, creating purpose. And again, holding space and here for you, buddy. Not going to beg, but holding space in here for you. I hope that the building that you are working on is coming along well. Me too, Sheila Swan. I don't know what the progress on your man cave is like, or if you decided to continue it like Virginia Woolf is talking about. Don't know what the update on that is, or if you wanted to show it. But yeah, I'm not going to lie to anybody. We've got the human life and we've got the spiritual journey. And if you decide to focus on that part, it is a difficult one, but it's worth it. But nobody said it was easy, because it is not. It is one of the most difficult paths to take. And it's not a game. Not a game. Sarah said, I'm calm now. I think a seizure brought me out of my meltdown or tantrum, whichever it was. So glad, Sarah. Now you forgot why you were mad. Good. Maybe you'll get a good night's sleep tonight. Sheila Steve said, it said half. There has been some spiritual stuff on my land that needed, oh, I can't see it, that needed to be resolved. Gotcha. Spiritual stuff on your land that needed to be resolved. So, in the end, I hope I made sense to everybody. Does anybody have questions? I know that Care Bear said she wasn't sure. Did I miss that? I haven't a clue. I'm trying to figure that out. And still, I say that I know people forget to do it. Sometimes they don't want to do it. But quieting your mind, meditating, getting away from technology, TV, everything that's so distracting, grounding yourself is the only way that you can go inward and sort of figure out what your path is. When we get so tied into TV and drama and just utter chaos, it's a complete distraction. Not saying that you never do it, but we're always in a million different directions that it makes it difficult for us to focus on anything because we're attached to phones and TVs and all of that stuff. It's on half. Virginia says, cool. You got a bunch of that done already, so you are ahead. Sheila, Steve, you have to know me, this community, we are always holding space and here for you, whether you pop in, speak, interact, connect, ghost, whatever. Everybody's hearts have already been attached to you. You know, just because we're in the internet and spread out all over doesn't mean we didn't genuinely or haven't or not still connected to you in a real way. So everybody's here to love and support you as and when you need it, okay? Chicatel says, I ground regularly. It is wonderful. Lately, I've been doing it more. It makes me feel so much better. Care Bear says, I forgot to meditate and ground myself. You know, really, sometimes we need to just write it on a paper and put it somewhere to remind us. I mean, I often get squirrel brain and forget so much about self-care. And I'm going to tell you, when Stephen took me on that 2 days to get away, just to the mountains down the road, it made me feel so much better, so much more relaxed. So sometimes we just have to remind ourselves to literally take care of ourselves and get out of the chaotic mix of the world. Good, Sheila, Steve. I am so glad that you know that. Because I'm not going to chase people to let them know I love them and care about them. Driving at the moment. Dude! Oh, I forget. It's like crack of dawn there. Be careful. But anyway, I'm going to start wrapping up. I need to eat some food. I haven't eaten today. No, that's a lie. I ate a few Cheetos and shared it with my bulldog. But anyway, I love you all so much. So much. Sorry I took a break. Sorry, not sorry that I took a break this week because they doubled up on me. Two classes a week, 2 videos a week, 2 tests a week. Supposed to be doing pro bono, electives, and some kind of live classes where we practice things. I'm up to here. I'm loving it, but I am deep into it now, baby. Deep into it. I'm loving it though. Who would have thought at my age I would be deep into college again? But I am loving it. I won't be in there long because I had already graduated from grad school, so I don't have to go long. But anyway, I will be doing more giveaways. So be ready for somebody to be getting a free hypnotherapy class. Not a class, sorry, a free hypnotherapy session. Who wants a free hypnotherapy session? Any of you? Would you like a free hypnotherapy session? Are you interested? Or are you afraid? It needs to be for a problem. Would you like to lose weight? Are you having headaches? Do you have anxiety? Are you having any pain problems? Let me know in the comments. When the video's over, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed tonight. If you have any questions, also let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you're more than welcome to do that too. Just throw down a super sticker. But anyway, I'm just thankful that you're here anyway. I appreciate you all. I dearly love you all. Seriously, if you have any questions, please throw it down in the comments. If you are interested in winning a free hypnotherapy session, please drop a comment below the video. I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. Let me know what you'd like to hear about. And if you have any more spiritual conversations you would like to hear, let me know, or psychological. And I shall talk to you all so much later. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Mwah. Have a good night, and I will see you soon. Here we go, and here we go. Ba, 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 da. Let's see where we're going here. Find a song. Thank you for coming to Dear Dana.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow,
Bye,
you can
everybody.
still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.